then make your move. Make your move. And I don't know what that looks like for you today. I don't know how specifically God might be speaking to you. I know this much. God has a page 23 vision for your church, and there are impossible things that he wants to do through you to reach your world. I encourage you today that God has given you a pastor, and your pastor may not be Joshua, okay? And you won't inherit a physical land, but God has given you a leadership team at your church. And when they lead you to take bold, impossible, audacious steps of faith, your response should be, we're going to make our move. There are churches right now that need to add worship services, churches that need to increase missions giving, churches that need to build a new building, churches that need to step out and be more evangelistic, churches that need to feed the hungry and clothe the poor. And God is calling you to believe him for something impossible and to reach higher. Look, this is not the time in our culture and in our world for the church to back down. This is the time for the church to rise. He is raising up a generation of Joshuas who will stand strong and advance the gospel, seize the vision, activate faith, believe God for the impossible. So this is my sun stand still prayer for you. I pray that today God would make the sun stand still over your situation. I don't know what impossible need you have. And I can't promise you that every time you pray, God's going to answer you just like you want him to. Sometimes the sun seems to set. But isn't it the time when our lives seem the darkest that God's glory shines the brightest? Even when you don't get to see the miracle, God will enable you to be the miracle. And he'll give you a sun stand still strength to stand through your trials and to trust Jesus with all of your heart. I pray that the sun would stand still over your family, that you would raise up your children for the glory of God, that they would be world changers, countercultural, radical Christians. God would give you the strength, if you're single, to wait, and that he would bring the person that is supposed to be joined to you for the rest of your life in his perfect timing, and that you would trust him and be pure and be holy as you wait on him. I pray that the sun would stand still over all of your relationships, your broken relationships, that God would mend and restore and replenish. I pray that the sun would stand still over your past mistakes, and that you would rediscover the forgiveness of Jesus Christ, or for many of you, discover his grace for the first time today and place your faith in him. I pray that the sun would stand still over the place where you go to work or school every day, that God would show you off like a trophy, that he would ignite the ordinary in your life, and that you would see burning bushes all around you where God is speaking and God is moving, that he would demonstrate and manifest the glory of his kingdom in every sphere of your influence. I pray that the sun would stand still over your personal relationship with Jesus as his child, that you would be drawn to him, that you would know him deeply, more intimately in the fellowship of his sufferings, and so in the power of his resurrection, that the sun would stand still. God desires to do the impossible in your life, and all things are possible to him who believes. I pray that the sun would stand still over your church today, that God would increase your influence, that you would take bold steps of faith, that you would launch out and inherit the land, that you would do everything God tells you to do, that you would embrace the uncertainty as the opportunity to see God's purpose and to experience his power and to receive his provision. May the sun stand still over every area of your life for the glory of Jesus Christ. May the sun stand still. In Jesus' name, amen.